Hey everyone, today I'm here to talk to you about Adobe Firefly, and more particularly we're going to jump into looking at Generative Fill, which is one of the projects that Adobe is beta testing right now. And Generative Fill, when we jump into this, you're going to see that they have different capabilities where Generative Fill, you can remove things like the background, you can add things that are in there like birds or something like that that might appear in the skyline. And so I'm going to show you how this works and how quickly and easily you can do this. And this is just to give you an example. You can play around with it on your own, but it will give you an idea of like what's actually possible. So in this, I'm going to remove the skyline just to see what other skylines we could put in here. And I'm going to do this really rough because you don't need to be an artist by any means to make this happen. So I'm going to leave some stray marks and things like that so you can kind of see it. But I'm going to try to get the skyline pretty tight against the horizon there. Um, but anything I can remove that is easy, I'm doing that. And I'm using a pretty decent sized brush here. So it's not a very precise brush. So you're gonna see there's gonna be some pink that's gonna be outlining the lighthouse here, but it actually does a pretty decent job of correcting that. And over here, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna try to get that horizon line pretty tight so that it looks decent, but then get rid of this the extra stray marks here. And so what's going to happen is once we remove enough of the material that we wanted to replace, we'll see it basically use generative AI to generate new backgrounds that make sense for this lighthouse and this horizon that we have here. And like I said, I think you can see I'm not super precise about what I'm doing. So I'm going to hit remove, and what's going to happen is in the background the AI model's working and trying to figure out like what skylines look good behind this thing, and it's going to generate some. And you'll see they're actually pretty on point from what we had before, but slightly different than what we had before out of the box. And for you to do this on your own, you'd have to basically cut out that skyline, try to get it as tight as you can, find another skyline or work with a gradient or something like that to create this. But you'll see in some of these, like it's created clouds and all that are like really very detailed, and it looks really good. So to do this, like it would take maybe an artist, I don't know, some time to merge some photos, to do some blurring and things like that to try to make those two things fit really well. And this is doing this in a relatively quick way. And you'll see like because it wasn't super precise, you might see some artifacts in some of these, but it kind of gives you something good to start with, which is pretty cool. So if you haven't had a chance to check out some of these tools that are part of Adobe's generative AI suite, it's right now in beta. So if you have an Adobe Creative Cloud license or you have an Adobe license for any other tools, you can check this out and get a chance to experiment with it. It does require a login. And these images right now, they're only for personal use. So if you want to mess around with it, it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. Something you could use probably for your personal Facebook, but not something that you should be using commercially. That's all I have for today. Thanks so much for checking out this video on Generative Fill with Adobe and Adobe Firefly. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. If you have any images you created, I'd love to see them in the comments below. And any ideas you have for other videos about Firefly or other topics, let me know about them. Hope you all have a great day. Thanks so much for checking this video out. See you next time. Bye.